Hello, folks, and welcome to what I suppose is technically the first episode of the Beefy and Beanie podcast.
The birth of it right here.
The birth of beef and beans.
You're watching us come right out of a doodle-doo.
We're about to make a podcast burrito.
Yeah, dude, but I hope it's not the only ingredients.
We're going to be talking about some fun stuff today, y'all.
Hell yeah. Well, I guess not extremely fun stuff.
Yeah, it's not really that fun.
We're going to be talking, though, and that's all you really expect from a podcast, right? Is people will talk. But no, this should be our first video on our new YouTube channel. Beefy and Beanie, hopefully. Nobody's already taken our name. We haven't set it up yet, so if not, then I guess we'll come up with something else, and you'll have already known about it because you clicked on the video. But with that, that's actually a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about, is new content creators and how they seem to be getting the shaft from what we're seeing being new content creators. Is like
people are fucking pedophilializing these baby content creators.
Yeah, the industry is Crystalia, and we're the newborn content creators. Dude, I can't even say it straight face. It's such a terrible metaphor analogy. But no, just the little things we've uploaded that are stuff that we've 100% done ourselves. It's not, there's no reason for it to be copyrighted, and we get copyright claimed. But then immediately on dispute, they release it. So they're really just, it comes down to like YouTube and Facebook and shit, just copywriting people, not just us, in hopes that they'll just back down and just not do it. I don't understand, because new people aren't making money. They're not doing it to try to get the monetization that could come from the video. It was like our second video on YouTube. It's not like it was gonna be making big bucks and they wanted it. And they immediately realized that it wasn't what I wouldn't even say what they thought it was. It wasn't anything worth copywriting, anything they could copyright.
I don't even think it was necessarily, I don't even think a specific individual seen it or anything like that. I purely think it was some sort of bot.
Oh yeah, but I just mean like to have those rules in place.
Automatically, copyright claimed it. So as a creator, make sure you know. Your rights, baby. Fair use, baby. Fair use.
Yeah, that's just the thing though, is people that don't know that, or don't know the channels to go through to fight the copyright claims, or anything that we're just recently even like dipping our toes into learning, is like they like immediately when you see that your video got copyrighted, you're just like, well, what the fuck can I even do then? Like what can I make that isn't going to get copyrighted? Because I mean, there's tons of non-copyright music, but we've played some of that and still gotten copyrighted about stuff. And it's just the fact that, like, as a viewer, you don't really want to see just a plain out video with, like, nothing really going in it other than, like, podcasts and stuff like this. But to make, like, a video or something of just doing something, you have to cut out the bad parts and cut out boring parts, and you can add stuff to, like the things you're referencing, add them into the video. And things like that. And it's like a whole layer of an extra chance to get more jokes in, basically. And then, but anything you add, you're just running the risk of, like, if I add this, is something going to just tick the bot to where I'm not going to be able to post this video? Or it's just like a whole, it makes it feel like it's not worth doing the extra work and doing what you truly want to with your videos, because you don't know if you'll even give people the chance to see it.
It's like our content is your dick, and like all these big companies are like grabbing your dick and like putting it in and out. Like you have to like get by them, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't do whatever the fuck you want because they're holding on to your dick and making sure it's going in and out the way they fucking want it to. And it's bullshit, yo.
And that's the thing that, like, my main point of wanting to talk about it is, like, these companies are supposed to be like alternatives to like cable and everything where you need all the approval. It's not TV. It's just supposed to be something to help people that want to create things and help people that want to watch things find things to watch. And it's not helping anybody create things. It's more of a hindrance trying to like fit into the cookie cutter mold and follow the rules when they don't even make it clear what the rules are.
And it's very touch and go too, and I think Twitch is like probably the worst about this. They're very vague with their guidelines and their rules and what's okay and what's not.
And then
moderating it and monitoring it, they're even more vague and they don't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, it's like if the principal walked into your class one day and says, "Hey, you're suspended," and then it's your job as the student to fight this suspension, as opposed to it's his job to find out whether or not you should actually be suspended or not.
It's like giving Pablo Picasso one red crayon and just being like, "Make a masterpiece, bitch." You know what I'm saying? You can't fucking. It's hard.
He probably could.
He probably could because he's fucking Picasso or whatever, but.
We'll never know because no one would fucking ask that of someone.
That's a really ridiculous thing to ask for.
And then on the other spectrum of you're trying to fit in perfectly with each rule and not reference too many things, basically, because things, if you put the reference into the video, it gets taken out. But then it's even just people, like once you actually get a video up on YouTube or Facebook or whatever you want to do, it's like trying to get people to even like give it a chance and watch it, like is miserable. Like you just get shit on from anybody just for being like, "Hey, do you have 7 minutes of time to watch this video?" And apparently during the quarantine, everyone's busy as fuck.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Everyone has like this to go along with their sense of entitlement. They feel like somehow their opinion matters, and they have 500 friends on Facebook, and all they do is post shitty fucking memes. Yet they're afraid to share their homies' shit on their page because of what people will think about them. Nobody fucking cares what you fucking think, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, support what you want to fucking support. God damn.
Yeah, and then it's like almost, I would say like an instant opinion people have, or biased, I guess, of like, "Oh, I'm starting to make YouTube videos and starting to do this." Like, it's instantly just like, "Oh, this guy must be a loser. He's not going to do anything. Why would he's not the guys I already watch, so why would I want to do it?" When it's just like, well, I'm not like saying any of my friends do any of this stuff, but like people that know you, it's like, well, when we hang out, we all have fun and laugh, so this is just like the same thing basically, but you're just watching it instead of being a part of it, I guess. And maybe that's where they're just like, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that." But to me, that's a thing where like it's something you can watch of your friend and experience that without necessarily having to be there or things like that. So I think of it as a good thing and not like I got left out of something. I'm not saying any of my friends do this again. I haven't experienced this, but it seems to be what happens when talking to people about saying like, "Oh, I make videos now, and oh, did you see this thing I did? It's pretty cool. Like I thought it was funny. Maybe you would." It's not like we're going around like anytime we see anybody like, "Watch this video. You should watch. Did you like this page? Did you like this video? Did you share this video?" Like we're simply just like, "Hey man, if you like funny things, we're trying to be funny. Would you check this out?" Then people will just like, "No, fuck you. You're promoting yourself." And it's just like, well, yeah, dude. Did you expect me to make it?
How the fuck else does it happen?
Do you expect me to make this video and then be like, "I hope nobody watches it"?
Yeah, and the thing that I get most from people, it's like, "Oh, I'm doing this and this." They're already just like, "Oh, cool. You know, let me know when you're famous," and then they don't like it. They don't follow, and it's like, that's not the fucking point. We're creative people trying to find a creative outlet that we enjoy and do things that we're interested in and that we enjoy and that we connect with as human beings. We're not doing this because we want to fucking blow up and become millionaires, you know what I'm saying? We're doing this because we like what we're doing. We have more fun doing this type of stuff than other things.
Yeah, definitely. Even if the goal is to be famous, it's just like, what do you mean, hit me up when you're famous? Like, if you won't even share a YouTube video, like, what am I supposed to hit you up for?
Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would I hit you up?
Yeah, that's another
If anything,
thing.
I'd be like, you remember when you said that fuck you. Everybody go fucking Twitter hate this guy.
I mean, I wouldn't take that approach, but yeah, I just I don't get that kind of stuff. To me, like, I'll share anything and react and subscribe. Like, people think that shit's like coming out of their wallet or something, like, where they're just like, oh, subscribing to your YouTube channel. It takes
nothing. It takes nothing.
I subscribe to so many people.
It takes nothing to hit subscribe. Nobody's gonna click on your YouTube and be like, "Oh, he subscribed to this guy." Nobody cares, dude.
Dude, I have like dudes from the Philippines that stream Tekken all the time on my shit because they fucking hit me up. They seem like cool dudes. They wanted some support, and I helped them out.
Be a good person.
Yeah, especially like it's like the equivalent of holding the door open for someone. Like, no one's like, we're not specifically asking like, "Hey, will you subscribe?" or "Hey, will you hold the door open?" But you see someone doing something, and you're like, let me just give you a little nudge of help. Just, you're walking up, let me just hold that for you. Or you made a new video, let me just go hit subscribe and like real quick. That's the thing, I don't even like on Facebook. I don't even like videos that I watch for like in my free time. I just watch them and then I don't think about liking. But when it's like someone that is just coming up, I'll always do all of it. Just because people care so much about that. Like, your video doesn't have this many likes, I'm not watching it. Yeah. Like, what is that kind of mentality?
And why do you have or want to have that mentality? Why do you, it's public? They're worried about how people see them, how people perceive them, and it goes just like
I like people. If the way I perceive people, you're a lot cooler and more of a positive person. I would say, not even just cooler, because that's stupid. But you're more of a positive person if you're constantly sharing like your friend's stuff like that. Like, it's wild that you'll blindly support strangers, but people you've known like your whole life you don't want to like even help out the littlest bit.
And see, every person I went to school with, every person, all of my friends that run actual businesses or trying to make any sort of content, I support the fuck out of those people.
They're actually out here trying to starting businesses. You know what I'm saying? We had a dude we went to school. Well, I don't know if we really went. I went to school in elementary with him. He didn't go to high school, but he started a skate shop locally. We live in a small area. There is not a fucking skateboarding shop here. And he started one, and going to the skate park with him was miserable because everybody at the skate park is constantly asking for free shit. Like, dude, he's starting a business. Half that is out of his fucking pocket. And you're not even going to be willing to buy a fucking skateboard that you're already going to buy anyway. And his is even closer. And they'll go out of their way to support fucking Zoomies or fucking something. When this is, you could go down there and pick it up right away. But because the dude won't give them out for free, nobody would buy it. And he went out of business.
They feel like they get some sort of clout by attaching themselves to this huge thing that's already huge.
Yeah, you know, but they won't do it before it's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, where are all the hipsters, man? we're definitely before it's cool right now.
Not Eastern Oregon, I'll say that much. It is wild, though. It really is. And that's, like you said, everyone's just like, oh, hook me up with some free shit. It's like, bruh, he probably spent a lot of fucking money starting that skate shop, renting the fucking space.
Do you know how many, like,
renting the space, $600 to $800 fucking dollars a month, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And you want them to give you free shit? All the fucking decks, all the trucks, all the fucking
decks of
wheels.
Different sizes and the same.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. Are you serious? You want free shit from someone who's coming
in
from
the
scratch?
hole, in the hole right now, and you're asking for You're like asking someone that just filed for bankruptcy for $20, dude. Like,
Jesus, man.
That mentality has just never. I mean, I used to do fucking at-home tattoos, and just constantly people hit me up. Oh, you gonna do it for free? Can I get this for free? Oh, I know. Yeah, we partied that one time. Can I get a free tattoo? It's just like, no, dude. I'm trying to fucking do something here. And then even with this show, I've had people hit me up about like, oh, I'll come over on Saturdays and help you. And then how much money am I gonna make? And it's like, dude, we haven't seen a fucking penny, man.
We're in the whole big.
None of this is making money. We're doing it because we want to do it.
What we spend per episode, what we've spent on the equipment to run this, we're at least fucking $6,000 to $7,000 in the hole right now. No fucking money coming in. None. We're doing this because we want to create quality content. That's what we want because we enjoy that. It brings us pleasure. when you get a kick out of our shit.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And on the other hand, instead of, like, I guess kind of shitting on people, which we are now, a big thank you to the people that do comment and, you know, they tell us what part made them laugh or little things like that. Man. Just a little feedback and stuff.
Feedback, man.
Dude, I fucking love it. Just to, like, be like, someone's like, oh, this part was so fucking good, I died laughing. It's like, dude, hell yeah, I fucking thought of that shit, and dude, I'm so glad it came out like how I wanted to, and people liked it.
It's super validating in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, one person telling me their favorite part of our video is it'll shut up fucking 20 people telling me to fuck off because they don't want to watch our new video. Like, that shit is, like, fucking gold, dude. That's fucking a little golden meth rock waiting to be smoked up, man.
And that's the thing is, we're doing this because we value that feedback and your laughs. You enjoying it. That's why we're in the hole like this. It's because we want to spend our money and our time to make people laugh and happy and entertain people because that makes us feel good.
It's not like we're sitting in a room like, what can we do? We need to pay rent. What can we do? What we're doing? Man, it's crazy. We watch YouTube videos. We watch the shit that makes us laugh, and we go, this would be funny if this person did this. And then, we can be those people. We don't have to wait and hope fucking Eric Andre does a new skit on his show that matches what we thought. We can just fucking do it.
And it connects to us and what we think is funny and what we like. And it's a wild world out here, man. People, I don't know. It's crazy.
The internet it's this new, like, weird niche, not even niche, but, like, weird mentality that the internet has started since people started making careers out of being on the internet. That's just, like, spread and never talked about. It's weird. I don't, like, what is the number? Like, what is the subscriber or view count or whatever number you base whatever your thought process off to where you'll finally be like,
oh, these guys are legit. Sharing. Yeah.
Because there's no one that even if Dave Chappelle wasn't a stand-up comedian and made a YouTube account, if he was born whatever and this was like he was our age now, and instead of starting stand-up he made a YouTube account, he would be doing the same thing. You're working to get noticed, and then if you are doing quality things, then more people are noticing and you gain traction. And so, are you telling me if Dave Chappelle's first video you just wouldn't share or watch because of the views? Or I find like most of the rappers I watch, the ones with the least amount of views are some of my favorites. Like, there's hardly any music videos I watch that have millions of views. And then even on Twitch too, when I watch Twitch to watch people play video games, I change my sorting to go to the lowest amount of viewers first and find some dude that speaks English that's got like. He's got a cam set up, and he's, like, not the most professional, you'd say, but you could tell he's just starting, and you go in there and go into his chat and talk to him for a little bit, and they're usually the coolest dudes, and they'll even invite you. Dude, you want to play with me then? He's just basically having a one-on-one conversation with you, or one and three other people, and you can just start to get to know people, and you find friends, man. And so I just don't understand why it's so looked down upon and shunned to look at things that aren't as popular as others.
It just don't make sense, man. You got these big industries, these big companies, they're shitting on the little guy. You got people who aren't even fucking making anything. They shit on the fucking little guy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, basically, we're just complaining. This podcast, hey, fuck you guys.
And fuck, it's also weird that
fuck digital millennia copyright acts.
Even smaller YouTubers, it's weird too, because smaller people won't want to work with you, even though you're small, and it's like we're the same thing.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, someone with 100 followers on SoundCloud will have 2 people that they're following on SoundCloud because they don't want to smudge up their SoundCloud by following people. It's like, dude, you're not Xavier Wolf. You don't have 1 million fucking people following you on SoundCloud so you can get away with following 10. That's not how it goes, man. It's wild. It's like they try to create exclusivity off of nothing.
Well, it's like the opposite of what, like, I wouldn't say, like, I don't know the right word. The community, I guess, would be the best thing. Is like the opposite of like what stand-up comedy has become. Because with stand-up comedy, like Joe Rogan and other comedians in LA that are like nonstop putting people and giving them a spotlight, it's like the opposite of what content creators are doing nowadays. Is like they're so like torn away from other content creators that like unless their friends are also doing it, that they just won't
or they
collaborate.
have a big following. Oh yeah, I'll work with you because you have 1 million people following, and then both of us will fuck our followers together.
Yeah, that's just it's weird. It's like the exact opposite. Like stand-up comedy through all the cancel culture is like thriving because everybody is working together.
That's a good point too. The Me Too cancel movement right now is insane. Think about it, man. Nobody on this planet has a past that isn't dirtied up a little bit. Nobody.
I think, yeah, but also some of it is worth bringing up.
Yeah.
It's not like everything's in the past, leave it alone.
Krista Lee, for example, you know, if the allegations against him are true,
which I've watched a lot of videos, and a lot of people close to him are acting as if they are. To where it's not 100% that they would know because they deny knowing anything, or like you obviously would expect, but
I bet you he wishes
there's hardly any people talking about if he's innocent.
I bet you he wishes he could fucking delete all his messages.
Dude, delete.
Delete. Yeah.
Anyways. It's so crazy. Like, he put himself in such a bad position that this stuff comes out. He played the pedophile in Workaholics. He played the pedophile in You. He named his podcast fans a cult. And the end goal of his cult is to get to a log cabin to live the hedonistic lifestyle of sucking and fucking. Well, these are his words. I'm not making it funny. And he calls his fan base babies. And he's the daddy. And then this happens. And it's like, if this isn't true, he fucked himself into the perfect storm, man.
Yeah, he did. He set himself up big, man.
But imagine if, because you'd have to think, like, I'm not saying what I'm my opinion on whether it's true or false, because there's no way I know anything. But you'd think, like, that would have to be not true, because anyone that actually does that would never fake out themselves like that. They would never do that. So you'd think, like, this has to be a coincidence.
That's what makes you wonder if it's just, like, you know, a younger person taking shit way too seriously and going after him for it.
I haven't seen the messages because it's weird to look at that kind of stuff because that's so easily faked to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I try not to hold that too, like,
and
seriously.
That's the thing, like, until it comes out that those messages are true or not, what do you fucking do? And if they're not true, is he still canceled? Did they create a big enough storm?
Well, there was what was his name? Chris. It was a different Chris. It was Chris. Chris Hart. No, there was another Chris. He was a comedian. The same thing happened. He was accused of rape, and it turned out the girl was lying. And this dude, I don't even remember his fucking name now. It's his whole fucking career is fucked off.
It's wild, man.
Because of some fake shit.
And it's fucked up crazy that people can just do that. You know what I'm saying?
That they
Someone
have the power
can literally
to
get on Photoshop and be like, you know what? I don't like Louis C.K. I don't like his humor. He seems like a fuck. Or a lot of people take shit.
His was the real thing.
Yeah, his was the real thing.
Sorry, that's
a horrible example.
You should pick examples that
Bobby Lee, or, you know, maybe that's not a good example either.
He's got... I mean, dude, if Bobby Lee ended up having, like, a sex thing, like, recently, I'd just be like... Dude, you look like the weirdest person in the world, and you're married to, or gonna get married or whatever, to Kalila. It's like, just keep fucking her, bro. Live your life. You're already famous. Everyone loves your podcast. You were on Mad TV, and you're married to this chick, dude.
It's something else, man. And then all these I mean, it's good sometimes. Sometimes it is good because...
It's good to out people that are actually doing problems.
And people in power tend to get away with a lot of shit. It's true, and it's fucked up, and it's not right. But also, right now, this Me Too Act movement that's going on, anyone could just... And people take shit too seriously. Like, comedians in particular are super under fire because they make jokes that people without... large senses of humor take seriously. They take it seriously, and it's not meant to be.
Oh yeah,
they take one joke serious, and it's, you know what? This person's fucked. I'm going after them now, and if I have enough pull on Twitter or whatever, he's fucked.
Well, that's another thing that's come out in the past couple weeks since this whole Chris D'Elia thing, is because his fans are named babies and stuff, and obviously Chris was single for a long time. He was fucking his fans, like at shows, not at shows, but like after shows or whatever. And so like there's tons of jokes on Twitter that are like his friends that are just like, I don't know, dude, that guy calls his fans babies and shit like that. So you wonder what he's doing, you know? And it's not like, it's, people are taking it like Theo Von knows about it and is joking about it on his podcast, where it's like, if your best friend was a pedophile and you know about it, you would never say that on the air, especially on something that's not filmed live. To where if he accidentally said it, he could just cut it out.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me that people do that. Like, but at the same time, I think comedy is, with the Me Too movement, I think the right people, I wouldn't say the right people are getting canceled, but there's fire for the right reasons recently. Like, there's a lot less of people freaking out about jokes and a lot more of like the comedian's actions outside of the bits.
Well, I mean, Joey Diaz is under fire. Joe Rogan's under fire for laughing at some things Joey Diaz said, mainly because I feel like he was like shocked at these stories.
I seen that there was shit happening, but I think I got distracted while I was trying to figure out what it was and fucking side-brained into something else. Because I remember seeing something about it. I was like, what the fuck did Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan do? And then that's all I remember of thinking that.
But one thing in cancel culture that I feel like is good that's coming out right now is this stuff that's going on with Shane Dawson. And it's really fucked up because Shane Dawson is really a pioneer for YouTube right now, majorly, in a major way. And he was doing close to TV quality content and that type of stuff. He was a big time pioneer for sure. But all of these videos that are surfacing, and that's the thing about Shane Dawson, is it's not like, did he do it? Did he not do it? No. I mean, those videos are real. That's the proof right there, is the fucking videos.
He posted the proof himself.
He posted the proof himself. They've recently...
to get attention off of it.
Recently deleted... Oh, I don't even know. He deleted so many views worth of fucking videos. It's nuts. Millions.
You were just telling me about this. I didn't hear anything, which is fresh, insane, man. To me. That I just...
It's fresh. And, you know, it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's a thing, too, is, like, it makes you wonder, is there, like, always something waiting for everybody and we're not noticing it? Or, like, how many, like, because it seems to happen, like, with almost anybody. I mean, there are a few celebrities, like Keanu Reeves, there's nothing ever bad about him or blah, blah, like, different people like that, but it seems like almost anybody is up for grabs for an attack. Like, there's a whole community of people just watching anything a celebrity will post, waiting for one thing to be joked about or done, and then they're just and then it's immediately gains traction too. Is like, I feel like half the time people don't even watch and look at what happened. They see a headline and they go, "Yep, never gonna do this again."
Mm-hmm. Cancel this person. Cancel this person. But it's gotten cancel culture has gotten so bad that like Jenna Marbles has fucking quit YouTube.
She was huge back before YouTube was huge.
Yeah, which is crazy because, you know, some of the stuff that was questionable that she might have done was 10 plus fucking years ago and done lightheartedly for jokes, you know?
What did she
it's
do?
nuts. Like, it's getting to the point where I think she did a video in blackface or something like that, and there was just a couple, like, small things.
That wasn't even racist until, like, 7 years ago, maybe, if that.
I think blackface is pretty funny on occasion, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone just now is realizing that Robert Downey Jr. did blackface in Tropic Thunder. You know how many black people watched that fucking movie from the time it came out until now and weren't upset by it?
He literally did it with a black guy.
Yeah.
He did it, his cast.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
cancel culture is getting crazy.
I understand why blackface would be offensive for, like, certain things, but, like, the thing I don't get is like costumes or different, like, I guess things like Robert Downey Jr. Like, it's all like he's playing a character that's doing it. Like, it's not like Robert Downey Jr. woke up and he's like, I refuse to do this movie unless you paint my face.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that situation. That would never happen. Or like things where it's like if a little kid wanted to be Kobe and he fucking got a bald cap and he just went out without blackface, it would just be a white bald kid. He's just like, oh, it's fucking Professor X, isn't it? And he's just like, no, I'm Kobe Bryant.
Maybe Kobe's not the best example. We've used some terrible examples in this fucking podcast.
I couldn't think of like a person that someone would dress up as for Halloween. I was trying to think of a distinct costume of a black man. Luke Cage, then.
Some terrible examples.
Luke Cage. But no.
Oh, fuck.
I understand why that would be offensive, but I think that most of the people that have done it haven't done it as a way to mock any culture. It's more or less like, you have to see that I'm not trying to be myself to get this bit.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm going to go out on a crazy limb here. Look at Key and Peele, for example. Dave Chappelle. They've done whiteface. Those episodes are fucking hilarious. It's not offensive. It's not this. It's not that. That's funny, man.
It's just trying to show you.
You're trying to make people laugh.
It's just, and it's honestly a way to, like in most cases, like I'm sure Key and Peele and Dave Chappelle's shows were, it was trying to save money, as we don't have the money to hire a white actor to play this role, and the show is about me, so I'm in every skit, and so it's just like we can't pay an actor, we have to just do it, but we have to show that we're not like if the base of the jokes is about white people, you can't be like, be a black guy and just be like, haha, we're so white, we're crackers, we like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And then people will just be like, I don't get it.
When people do blackface or whiteface, those characters that they create are huge over-exaggerations every time. For example, Robert Downey Jr., his character in that movie is a white guy playing a black guy very stereotypically. And funny.
They make jokes about it, too.
Yeah.
That's the whole... They're like, oh, we eat collard greens.
Over-exaggerated.
And, like, the black guy makes fun of him.
Absolutely. And that's hilarious. Whether it's a black person in whiteface doing the same thing or a white person in blackface doing the same thing.
I think that's the way to tell if it should be offensive. Is it offensive if we switch it? If we reverse it to, like, any two stereotypes, is it really offensive?
If Crystal Lee was 12...
And he fucked an older comedian? Is that what you're going for? If Crystal Lee was 12 and he fucked a 35-year-old.
It's just crazy to me because, and these recent, Crystal Lee and Shane Dawson specifically are great examples of good cancel culture, in my opinion, honestly. But like Jenna Marbles quitting out of fear of cancel culture should just show you nobody is safe. Whether you're guilty or innocent or not, it doesn't matter who you are not safe.
I think that, like, honestly, though, if you're afraid of cancel culture, it's because you did something. And you know it, right? Because, like, we're sitting here talking about what we think is offensive with blackface and we're not worried about, like, oh, I hope fucking someone doesn't see this and fucking blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's just because we're fearless, bro, honestly. Like,
well, I just mean that,
if
like...
we did have a big following, this podcast in itself could be what gets us canceled because of our opinions on blackface.
Well, I don't know. I see it as, like, if you're making actual points and trying to have a discussion, then it's not something to be taken entirely, like, I'm not saying I'm going to die on a hill defending fucking blackface.
Yeah.
It's just more or less like I understand why it's offensive, but I also have my opinion about sometimes it's excusable because it's needed for the bit and you just wouldn't even understand it if it wasn't there. So, but the point I was trying to say is, like, I think if you know yourself, like, I know that in my fucking heart, I guess, I know that I'm coming at this lightheartedly and blah, 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 so I don't think it would ever be a reason for cancel. But, so I think, like, if you're actually afraid of it, like, afraid of, like, I hope they don't find something, then I feel like you have to be worried that you did something. That's what I think, though.
It's getting to the point where It's gonna be so cookie cutter that you can't make fun of or make jokes about anything, and that sounds like a fucking horrible world to live in.
Well, it's
man.
literally called the butt of the joke, like
Horrible
because
world.
a joke has to be directed at something. Like there's innocent jokes about what's his name? Jim Gaffigan, who does tons of family friendly jokes, and but at that same time he's the butt of the joke. Most of his jokes are like, I'm so pale, I'm fat, I love bacon. Bacon's so good you put it in salad and you like salad. Like he's the butt of his joke. Like there's always someone that would, if they were a real person or whatever, if it was a serious statement, that could take offense to a joke. But that's the thing, is it's all just jokes. No one has ever got up on comedy or a comedy platform, I guess, other than like Dave Chappelle's newest thing, and just went like, I'm gonna completely give my wholehearted opinion, and none of this will be jokes. Excluding Dave Chappelle's newest thing, because that was 100% not a joke.
Jim Gaffigan, man, some of those ventriloquist characters he has too. Like
That's Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham, right.
I'm talking about the pale, fat, bald guy.
The hot pocket guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so some of those characters, I'm like, he doesn't have characters. That's not the
Jeff
comedy.
Dunham, man. Ahmed the terrorist, man. Maybe you should look at that guy, huh?
Yeah, that's another thing too. No,
then,
are we gonna cancel Jeff Dunham for
even that point?
portraying
Look at
a
his
Middle
other
Eastern?
character, Bubba, who's just portraying this super over-exaggerated redneck white trash guy. It's all the same.
It's not even like, honestly, when it comes down to that kind of stuff, it's not even like full. I don't know. I want to say culture. It's not even like full races when it comes down to that kind of stuff. It's like not every white guy is the redneck trailer park dude. Just like not every black guy is whatever stereotype you want to use. It's like these niche people, like there's certain people like that do exist, and those are the people that are being made fun of, and even then exaggerated times 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's so funny to me to think about that kind of stuff. To like, if someone makes a joke about that, like we'll use Bubba just because we're white. I'll just use a white guy as an example to not fucking cause problems. But to do that, to like, no one is watching Jeff Dunham and going like, hey, yeah, that guy, that's how every white guy is, man. They're always in the trailer parks and kissing their sisters. Like, and no one would ever think that. The same way no one would think any sort of stereotypes for other people are 100% always true. And even then, it'd be extremely rare and wild to find anyone that is 100% like any of the characters people do like that. I don't know.
People take themselves real
comedy
seriously,
is just such a place where it's just like, if you have that much of a problem with it and you have a hard time grasping what's jokes and what's not, why are you watching it? You don't like to laugh. You're just not one of the people that...
You're watching things to be angry and to be upset.
Just negative people, man. And dude, I've seen it tenfold lately with negative people. Social media is just like, no matter what happens, like the sequel to The Last of Us, one of the like most anticipated games of the last like 5 years, nonstop hate online. A new Star Wars comes out, nonstop hate. The new Avengers, nonstop hate. Anything new that like people will just, I'm not buying this game. This game's stupid. Just like, you just told me you've never played it and you refuse to give it a chance. But people are just choose in their head that I'm gonna hate this thing, and will just never ever even give it a chance. It's incredible how negative people are too. I don't get it. I can't imagine just like actually giving your time to something you don't like. Like that kind of thought process where I hate this. I'm gonna make sure everyone knows. I'm gonna spend so much time on this thing, making sure everybody knows I hate this. I'll keep replying to comments and letting people know that they're dumb for liking it. And it's just like, why don't you stand up for something you like? Why don't you try to talk to someone about something that dislikes something you like and just have a discourse, or even something you dislike? Like, actually learn something, maybe grow a little bit, and find things you might actually like and you thought you wouldn't. but people are just like immediately negative with everything. I don't get it, man.
It's wild.
That's
man.
one thing where, like,
it's wild.
if you can't support something, just don't even be a part of it.
Love your fellow man.
Yeah.
Love him. Don't matter his skin color, his age, his sense of humor.
Maybe not the age. We talked a little bit too much about Crystalia to be talking about love every age.
And don't be loving babies. All right, y'all. It's been another wonderful podcast with you guys.
We'll make sure to come up with a lighthearted topic next week.
Yeah,
and
maybe
we made our
just
first episode a little
joke around
serious.
a little bit more or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should call it Beefy and Beanie's After Party Podcast.
Mix the names. That's a good idea.
Boom. And we'll put it on our new Beefy and Beanie channel. Still going to be the After Party Podcast. Beefy and Beanie's After Party Podcast, baby. On the
Hell
Beefy
yeah.
and Beanie channel. Thank you guys if you're watching. Our key word
I was about to say.
for next Saturday is going to be delete it.
Delete
If you
it.
send a shitty message, delete it.
Delete it.
If you could reference anything I just said just now, that's the key word. Love you guys. Make sure you tune in next Saturday for the show to win prizes. Share our stuff. Thanks for the love and support lately. We love y'all. Have a good night.
Later.